got function operations here where got division now. G of n is going to be divided by f of n. Let me auto lock here. Okay, so G of n is going to be in the numerator, f of n is going to be in the denominator. So you got 4m plus 2 over n plus 4. Now you could take the GCF of the numerator, but it gets you nowhere. There is nothing else to do, and that's usually the case when you divide two functions. It's just normally what happens. So I wouldn't sweat it. That's kind of an easy one. I don't even know if that'll be on the test. I don't see easy ones like this on the SAT either. They usually just don't do division. They'll probably do composition. All right, or something like this. So here, though, we have a specific number. So we are no longer going to have just two functions with just x values in your answer. You're actually going to plug these values in. So negative 10 is being used both times, in the g and in the h. So you can do it. You can figure out one first and then the other. Why not just go ahead and just find out what h of negative 10 is? That's going to be negative 12. And then g of negative 10 here is negative 40 and 35. So negative 35, right? Okay. So now we take the two and subtract them. So negative 12 minus negative 35 is going to give us, I'm getting 23, positive 23, because that's a double negative there. All right, so 23 is your answer, E. You don't have to worry about extraneous solutions or excluded values because it's a function, right? Might have to worry about it here though. But like I said, division it's not gonna show up in problems like this where you have to worry about that. Anyways, I'm getting tired. Wow. Okay, so fire breathing. Almost done. Negative 8 is not going to go into both of them like over here. Negative 10 was going into both of them because it explicitly said it was going into both. Here is different. Negative 8 is where you start, and then it goes into the G, and then at output goes into the F. So you might get negative 8 when it comes out of G. You probably are not. So you basically have to figure out what that output is. All right. So this is called iteration, right? You take the output, it becomes the new input. So let's figure out what G of negative 8 is first. So remember that if you're going to use a calculator for this, you want to put negative numbers. If you're going to square them, you're going to put them in parentheses because that 64 better be positive. 64 minus 16 is, man, I do not trust myself right now. 5, 48. Okay. So now it looks like 48 is the output. So now the 48 is what's going into the G. Okay, I'm sorry, the F. So 48, you're doing F of 48. Okay, 48 times 3, 24, that's 144, minus 2 is 142. Alright, so that's that one. And then finally, okay, this is not a number, this is an expression, so my output should also be an expression. Alright, and that's what I see as my choices. So it looks like this x minus 3 is going to go into the h first. Okay, and then whatever that output is, looks like okay, this is kind of nice. Looks like I'm going to replace the x with that output and just add 5. Alright, so let's actually do this. Now what I've got to do is, I've got to take my h, and I'm going to be plugging in the x minus 3. So this means I've got to have my windows open here. Okay, that is the h function. This is what the h function does. But I've taken out the x, and I'm going to replace it with the x minus 3. Alright, and I'm just going to see where it takes me. It's going to be x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus 3x minus 9. Now that I foiled in my head because I've been doing this a while, and I do know that negative 3x is going to be one of my terms, and then I'm going to get another one when I FOIL it. So I pretty much double what you see here. That's always going to be my middle term when I'm squaring a binomial. Alright, looks like the 9's cancel out, and this actually becomes x squared minus 3x once I combine these two terms. Okay, so this is my output, and that is what's going into the g function. So just to be scientific about this, we're going to go ahead and put that into the g. We will open a window, but just know that we're just going to add 5 to the end of it. And so, since this guy is going right in there, it looks like g composing h of x minus 3, this and that are the same thing, means that I've got x squared minus 3x plus 5. X squared minus 3x plus 5. So the answer is B.